Research methods can be defined as a systematic and scientific way of collecting data, compiling it, doing an analysis of it, interpreting, and then discussing the implication of that which is pertaining to any research problem. Research method can be classified into various categories according to the nature and purpose of the study. It can be classified in the types of data collection method we have, type of data, type of research design, and other attributes. So in today's video, we will discuss and see the different types of research method according to the various categories I just mentioned. So the first type of research method is according to the nature of the study. Under this, it can be divided into two groups, descriptive and analytical. Descriptive research, it usually involves surveys and studies which is aiming to find out the facts, identify the facts. In other words, we can say that descriptive research, it deals with just the description of the state of the situation, the way it is just present as it is. And in this type of research, the researcher will have no control over the variables because the researcher is just describing the state of the condition as it is. While in analytical research, it is very different in a way that the researcher here has to use facts or information which is already available, and they have to analyze those facts and information in order to make a critical evaluation of the information material which is available to come to a conclusion of that. So there is some critical work, observation, analysis involved in analytical research. So basically, under this type of research method, which is according to the nature of the study, there are two types, descriptive and analytical. Coming to the second type, which is according to the purpose of the study, this type of research method can be divided into two categories, applied research and fundamental research. Applied research is also referred to as action research, and the fundamental research is also called as basic or pure research. In order to understand the difference between applied and fundamental research, it is very important to understand what they are. Applied research is a kind of scientific research which focuses on solving the real world issues, the issues which have influence on our daily lives, which could be about our personal lives, careers, and health. This sort of study is very useful, which can be applied in several ways because it has many applications in discovering new treatments for disease or advancement of cutting edge technology. While the results of fundamental research, which is also known as basic or pure research, this is not really applied to the real world. We do basic research because we are curious about the world around us and we want to add more knowledge to it. So what fundamental research does is adds to the volume of knowledge which is already available in the academics. Third type is the type of research methods according to methods of data collection, which can be divided into quantitative and qualitative categories. Quantitative research, it describes, infers, and resolves problem using numbers. Importance is placed on the collection of numerical data and then summarizing those data and drawing inferences from that data. Quantitative research involves figures and calculations in data collection and analysis, and the research findings are then presented through tables, graphs, and charts. While qualitative research is based on words, feelings, emotions, sounds, texts, pictures, videos, any sort of non numerical or unquantifiable approach or element. According to the type of data, research method types can be divided into two groups: primary research and secondary research. The primary research involves collection of primary data, the data which is absolutely new, using primary data collection methods such as surveys, interviews, observations, etc. And secondary research is based on secondary data, data which has been collected previously, studies which have been done already. Data sources in secondary research are books, magazines, journals, where you can find all the findings and discussion about these previously done studies. In this type of studies, the researcher is not involved in primary data collection. It is important to note that primary research also involves secondary research, but the opposite is not true. Specifically, all primary studies involves collection and analysis of secondary data, which is done during literature review, the stage of the research process. Secondary research, however, is limited with the collection and analysis of secondary data. On the basis of research design, the type of research method can be divided into two groups: exploratory and conclusive. Exploratory studies, they only aim to explore the research area, and it does not attempt to provide any final or conclusive answers to the research questions, because the aim is to just explore and observe and see what this research topic is all about. Whereas the conclusive studies, it has an aim to provide final and conclusive answers to the research questions, and that's why the structure is very systematically designed. It has a very formal and a very definitive and a rigid methodology which needs to be followed and tested. And the conclusive researchers, this type of research design, they also need to test and formulate their hypothesis.